special.
Don't believe in aliens, they're never going to land. Don't believe in cryptids that leave footprints in the sand. Don't believe in spirits appearing from the dead. The only demons out there are living in your head. Dream crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. We all know what that means. He's lurking in the shadows and crushing on your dreams. Dream crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. We all know what that means.
Donna. Hello! It's Friday night. We are back again live. Tim Binga, Obscure Reference Man, is in the house.
Good evening.
So enthusiastic about doing the show. I love it. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to say hi to people. I'm going to go over the rules. And we have a guest tonight. Not really a guest. We're going to call him a co-host tonight because he's just hanging out with us, which is going to be fun. So let's go over the rules first. Let me try to find the rules. I have the rules here. There they are. All right. Rule number 1 is that you are encouraged to ask questions. That's what this show is about. It's a learning show, educational show, and a bar. So we're going to ask questions. We're going to have debates, discussions, and have fun, and maybe drink a few things, and we'll see where the night leads us. Rule number 2 is, please, if you do have a question, start it with a capital Q. That way it helps Tim, who is off camera over there, pick it out from the rest of the discussion and put it in our special little folder so we can address it later. Rule number 3, keep in mind we don't know everything. We might actually say, I don't know. Shocker. We don't know. So we're honest about that kind of stuff. Rule number 4 is the Patrick Swayze rule, and that's be nice. That's right, Laura B. Just like that. So, yeah, if you're in a chat room, you are free to have discussions and conversations and even debates. You can disagree if you need to because you have different opinions. That's cool. We love that kind of stuff. Just don't get into name calling and being mean or anything like that. No drama. Drama-free zone. Because if you do create like hostility in a fight or something like that, Obscure Reference Man has full authority to boot your ass out of here. And what's really fun about it is that you get booted. You can still watch us, but you can't comment. So we can make fun of you, and you can't do anything about it, which I love that part. It's like so mean. Let's see. Don't disagree with me. I'll cry. Oh, Malachi. Oh, it's nice to see you. You missed the 250th episode. No, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Malachi. And then rule number 5 is drink up, participate, have fun, learn. I did that out of order. Drink up. All right. With that, I'm gonna say hi to a few people. Let me switch back. Oh wait. Wow.
Before you do, I want to show you this one.
You want to show me that one? Obscure reference man. You didn't tell Kenny we voted for no rules tonight. Cat Mac. It's date night. I felt my voice was going to crack right there, so I kind of toned it down.
And that's singing again.
Cat Mac, it's date night. There we go. Friday House is in the house. We got Joe Vitale there. I see him. Sky Talker, Sky. Oh, member for 19 months. What? I see that. Magic 19. That's awesome. We got Kit Ford's in the house. John without an H is here. Nosferatu is in the house. Chris Wilkerson is here. Shadowcat. Hello, Shadowcat. Good to see you. Cybersecurity Psychology. We got, Vlad. What are you laughing at?
Just put the sign up. Go ahead.
I got a new sign. Because I say this several times a day. Shut up, Tim. All right. Let's see. Did I get everybody? Who did I miss? I know I missed. I see Michael Burkeen's in the house. We got Malachi. I know Blast Right's here. There she is. We got Aaron Bacon. I see you in the background there, Mason. Bacon. He's drinking. I see him. All right. We got Sage Rad. That's cool. I like that. Chris Williams is here. Star Wheel Corridor. We got who else? I'm getting through. I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to see Girly Twirtle. Oh, I think that's a new name. I'm not sure. Pomp is in the house. Hello, Pomp. Good to see you. All right. Sarah Bo Barra is in the house. I owe people like prizes. I'm so far behind. And I still blame Donna. All right. With that, I'm going to jump ahead. If I didn't call out your name, I am sorry. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for joining the show. And I'm just going to bring them on. Let's get them on. There. Oh, wait. I got to bring him into the show. There he is. I totally screwed that one up. But anyway, hey, Mason.
Hey, Kenny. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Actually, really, really good because we were pre-gaming. Before we came over here, we're at the point where the bartender knows us well now. We sit down, our beers, she knows what we drink. So I love that. That could be good or bad. I'm not sure yet.
I think it's good.
I think it's good too.
Personally.
That's nice. All friendly people over there too. So a really good place to go. And when you eventually come up here to visit, I will be taking you there.
Awesome.
We
can't wait.
Pop your cherry at the Blue Bull Tavern. Anyway, so you're on tonight as not a guest per se, but it was kind of just like, hey, you want to come on? Just want to chat, want to have some conversations. We can answer some questions together. But primarily, I did have ulterior
motives.
That I had that because recent events involving you brought up the misunderstanding of certain terms, especially that term doxing. And I want to just chat about that for a little bit and maybe some other terms. How's that sound?
That sounds good to me. I'm always down to drink and talk paranormal on a Friday night. So nothing better than that.
I hear you. So let's get, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to get an official, I'm going to ask the great and powerful Google, what is doxing? So we can get a overview here. So doxing is the act of publicly revealing someone's private or personal information, such as a home address, phone number, workplace, financial data, online without their consent. The practice usually aims to shame, intimidate, harass, or cause real-world harm to targeted persons. So, super sticker. Thank you, Pinky. That's awesome. New Zealand. I love that. I love seeing different money. So cool. I have a jar up here. I have a Scooby-Doo like mug. I'll show you. With money in it from different countries. So
Ooh,
as I
very
meet
nice.
people at conferences, I grab, that's Canadian. I don't know what that is. Venezuela.
Nice. I like
Yeah.
it.
So I have that, and then, well, nope, that's American.
I'm a really big fan of what the money's in. That
I
is
know.
awesome.
Ain't that cool?
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Oh, that's Canada too. But I have some coins and stuff in here too. But as I meet people during conferences, I try to ask them, like, can I swap like $1 or $5 or something like that, so I can get something, and then just put it in the jar. So anyway, doxing. The recent problem came up, in particular, like I think it was yesterday or a couple days ago. There was somebody that made a comment about you doxed a family, or you were doxing somebody. Who were you supposed to be doxing?
Well, yeah, that's a good question because it's not obvious.
Right.
So Haunt Media says that I doxed them personally.
Okay.
They make that claim first, but I do think that the comment you're referring to, because I remember it, I think they were saying I doxed the family. So Haunt
Right.
Media said I doxed them, which there is just no evidence. I mean,
Right.
I've never really spoken about any personal information involving them other than their first names, which is
public.
publicly available.
Yeah.
But they make the claim several times that I doxed them. And I think they are just confused on what it means to dox someone. They seem to use the term doxing and debunking like interchangeably because they also mention the side-eye guy. And they're like, oh, he's the best doxer. And I'm like, what do you mean the best doxer? You're just using it to mean debunker here. You must be. So I think
Go ahead.
They just had a really fundamental misunderstanding of what the word meant. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, doxing is more about, if you get, like, if say you and I were not friends, and you did a video reviewing something I did, and I was like, oh, I'm pissed off because now you're saying I might have faked something, or maybe I trespassed or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing out random criminal acts here.
What a sad world. What a sad reality.
Yeah. So
I don't want to live in this one.
If I got mad at you and I said, oh, you know what, I'm going to do a background check, which ironically, when you do background checks, it's specifically stated in those. You have to agree to the terms that you won't use that for things like doxing. So, but say I did a background check, I found your home address, I found your phone number, and I was like, hey, here's his address, go visit him. That's malicious. You have an intent to possibly cause harm or intimidate them by revealing personal information, because now you're putting, I would be putting your family's safety and your safety at risk, because I'm putting that info out there. And then there's, I guess, I don't know if it's doxing or if it's like adjacent doxing adjacent, when you go into an abandoned home. And I'm going to use this example because this is the example that it came from. You go into an abandoned home and there are like bills or like letters with the address on it, with the person's name. If you look at personal like financial papers, you find them in a desk and you record them and put them out there on the public. I would consider that doxing as well, because that person did not give you permission to do that, and yet you're putting all their information out there.
Right. And I think intent does matter. And so in my video, I did specifically mention that I didn't think they did it maliciously. I think they just didn't realize the information that was in their video could be used to find the addresses and the family members involved. So I did give them that benefit of the doubt there. And it is sort of a gray area, depending on which definition you look at. Some say that intent is really important for doxing, and some say it's not. I do think doxing is just putting publicly identifiable info out there.
Yeah.
The intent is kind of secondary. It's important if for, things like court and that kind of thing. But just in general, I think if you put that info out there, and I think it's really important for creators to realize you need to really check thoroughly to make sure you have protected the identities of anyone involved in your videos, especially if you're in places where you may not be aware of all of the info, like abandoned buildings and that kind of thing,
Right.
where it's not inherently obvious what you need to protect and not protect. So
Yeah, because there's so much. I mean, I grew up. I almost want to say a typical teenager, but I grew up like any kind of abandoned building, especially growing up in Philadelphia area. There's tons of them. So I was always going into like we had Byberry State Hospital, which was a mental health hospital that I went through, and there were still records in there. And I mean, we weren't going through. This is pre-YouTube, so YouTube didn't exist yet. So we were just going through reading this stuff, but I can imagine going through there now and just recording a lot of stuff and not realizing like these people may still be alive.
right.
And I think that's a very important, I don't want to say lesson, but it's something we need to keep in mind across the board when we're doing any of this. And we can get into this later, but there are always real people involved, no matter what we're doing. If we're going to an abandoned building, if we're going to an alleged haunted house, and people have passed away in the house, there are still people very much alive that most likely that have something to do with that house or the family that lived there. And we have to remember, like, what happens when they see this?
Right.
Like, how do I present myself? So, like, for me, when I go to any place like this, and I'm just looking through and I'm trying to record things to document it, I make note. Like if I see something that has private information up there, a name or an address, anything like that, I note it like on the video. Like, okay, make sure I blur that out. So as I'm editing, I can do it. What do you think? What's add in whatever you need to?
Yeah, for the way I did it, I think I did 3 pass-throughs before I put out my 2-part series, kind of showing some of like the footage from Haunt Media's investigation that had the potential for private info to be out there, because I knew it had happened in a few spots. It could happen in other spots. I think I did 3 full pass-throughs looking for anything I thought could even be remotely identifiable. And fortunately, you know, when it's like dark, there really aren't that many places. It was anytime like a light got shown in an abandoned building. That's when I really started paying attention. When you got a shot of more than just the people, I'd really go through it with a fine comb and try to see what I could see. And I think it's important to remember in this day and age, even so, what happened with one of the houses was that there was an X-ray that had been picked up and just shown on a video. And you need to stop as a creator and think about, okay, we all know that, like, you know, an X-ray is protected. It's a private document, and the second you pick up anything like that, you should be thinking, like, is there the potential that this could reveal something about the family? Because in the modern day, any records that are like post 1960, you can find them on the internet, and even earlier. But I'm saying, like, with relative consistency, you can find those records if you want to look. And when you're a big channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, somebody in your audience is going to look, and you need to be aware of that and prepare for that. There's always somebody. And maybe, I mean, like,
go ahead.
In this case, you know, I did it for good, but there are people out there who could have done it maliciously and went and found that information. And that was why I thought it was so important to not only reach out to Haunt Media, but also to the family, let them know what was going on and that they potentially were going to have problems in the future.
Right. And that's, I think that's where the confusion was resting when somebody made the comment and accused you. I don't know if I don't think it was like more of an accusation or just like they were confused. They were kind of like, well, you know, this group had this information out, but Mason did the same thing and used it to contact the family. So isn't that doxing? And no, because you didn't put the information out there. And I think that's, you touched on it. It's intent and how you use it. Because if you're using it maliciously or accidentally, where you're putting it out there that any one of us and it doesn't take much. I mean, once you see, like, the X-ray will have a patient name on it. It'll have the hospital on it, so you can locate somebody just from that.
Right.
But the idea is that you don't want other people to find this place. Like, the whole idea, I think, in the beginning was this place is secret. We're not showing the location, this and that. But when you show that information, now that location is accessible.
Right.
People can look it up and find it. And you took the information that was in that video and said, all right, let me find the owner and let them know. And I did the same. I did the same thing. There was oh my gosh, what was his name? I don't know. Beardo had done a video on this guy. Oh, Omar, maybe.
Omar Gosh.
Omar Gosh. Yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah. It's
They
got
were in a
Omar
house
Gosh.
and it was in, I forget what neighborhood it was, but they had this whole backstory where they claimed that the owner was a pedo and that he had all this weird stuff going on. And Beardo went through and just like debunked a lot of stuff, but then said, hey, I can't find this house, which triggered my OCD.
Right.
And I stayed up for the next hour and I tracked it down. I found the house through the information that they supplied in that video. And I was able to contact the realtor that was selling the property, because it was the original video said that it was abandoned and all this, but it wasn't. It was actually up for sale and they had broken in. So I used that information again to tell the realtor, to inform the realtor who informed the owners, hey, not only did they break in, but they filmed themselves, jackasses, breaking in and in the house, trespassing. So they were able to press charges. So I don't know if it was Omar Gosh. I don't. I'd have to check on that to make sure. But I know they were going to press charges against them. But yeah, go ahead. You got something to say?
Yeah, it's the exact same story. I mean, I saw the Side-Eye Guys video and triggered my OCD. And because they mentioned the only thing they said about these locations is that they're in East Texas. I'm from East Texas. And I said, I might be able to find those. And I spent way too long searching. But
Right.
when I did find it, it was pretty much the exact same story.
Right.
And
that was funny because like we were chatting in the background as you were doing some of that stuff and some of the information. I went down one path and you're like, no, that's not right. And I was like, all right, let me look again. Looked and I did find the doctor. And that kind of thing was just like pissing me off because he was such a good man. Like everything you read about this person. And I think that brings it back to like, even if it's entertainment, I think I'm switching gears here, but even if your YouTube channel is listed as entertainment, which I think they mention in their response, you have to understand, like, you picked that. Like, I picked that when I made my YouTube channel. I picked educational for my brand, but you can pick entertainment. So it's not like YouTube assigned you that. You picked that. And whether it's entertainment or not, or educational or something like that, you still have to remember that you're dealing with real people. And real people that didn't give the consent to use their names, their property, their alleged backstory, or create a backstory for them, and you're doing harm. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, you talked to the owner of the one house. I'm sure they were completely like embarrassed about the story that these two guys made up about the doctor.
yeah, they were so. From the perspective of the two ghost hunters, they seem to think, because in my opinion, they made both stories up. Just all of the info they told about them was fake. And because they're making up this fake story, they're like, look, it's not real. Like, there's no real harm being done. The problem is when you use real places and real people in this case. So the events are false. You're right. But because you use real people and they have families in living memory, you are doing real harm. And I can speak for both families. Neither seemed aware of what was going on at all. When I made them aware, they were quite happy that I made them aware, but naturally they were horrified by the videos. The videos were so awful. The first family at the ghost house, I mean, they just accused them of being involved in the cover up of a murder. Like, it was very bad. And it's very serious. And fortunately for them, I think they kind of knew, and this came out in their response video, that they actually knew the owners through a family member. So I think that's why they're kind of got away with it in a way, where this isn't going to go any further for them. Speculation on my part, but that's my thought. For the Doc's house, I've had a lot more contact with them, and I felt so awful. I debated, and Kenny, I even brought this up to you. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should reach out because of how traumatic I think this video is going to be. But the more I thought about it, and more I tried to be in their shoes, I would want to know this, and I would be worried about, the exposure. And so I did reach out, and I felt so awful because they were. I remember the owner, or the doctor's daughter. She had to watch their original video in parts because she could only do it like 10, 15 minutes at a time before getting just so upset and having to stop. And she said that the claims were so outrageous that it would be laughable if it wasn't so cruel. Right. And that's a direct quote from her. And she couldn't have put it any better, I think. So
I think there's that line, because when you have a disconnect with the people involved, they are not, we almost view them as characters instead of real people. So we can have that when you mentioned that they thought it was almost laughable, if not because they were connected to it. So like from the outsider's point of view, we can look at it and go, that's laughable. And we can laugh at the stupidity that is going on in the video. But still, we have to think about, all right, this is a real person. Like, they're actually taking the reputation of a person that was a good person in the community and just trashing it. So I can imagine, like, the kids, the children of that person, siblings, watching it, and exactly as you described, like having to watch someone make up this kind of story about their father.
Right.
And just, I can imagine how heartbroken they were.
We were talking today, if you remember, about that happening in the old days with the Warrens, and the fact is they took this woman who from history and she's dead. All she's got are family members who know little about it. It's the same exact thing, but they're just not alive.
Because the real quick, the Snedeker case, with the funeral home. Like in the book, and I just had it in a dark place. Like, there's a page in there where Lorraine, and I wrote about this when I covered it, but Lorraine has this vision and accuses the former funeral employees or owner of necrophilia. Like, they actually come out and say necrophilia, and Ed's like, this is the dialogue in the book. Necrophilia. And she's like, yes. And they talk about sex with corpses, and it's like, you just took this. And I did a ton of research, and like the funeral service was a beloved business in the community. He took care of everyone's deceased, and they just, with one page in a book that should be fiction, completely ruined the reputation, or at least attempted to. I don't think it actually stuck. Because it's
the same thing that we're talking about. It just happens the people are either alive or they don't know about it, or these other things. But in this case, this happened over the course of real time, over a few days, as opposed to longer periods of time.
So I agree with what you did. I mean, I think you did the right thing by contacting the family, because you want to know what happens if, like, this story keeps going, in 5, 10, 15 years down the road, then they hear about it. And I mean, what if they hear about it because one of their kids' friends comes over and goes, oh, did you hear about the haunted place? And that guy was into like porn and stuff like this. And they realize, like, you're talking about our father. That would be devastating.
It's so odd to me that they're willing to make these baseless accusations, like just, and something that the two ghost hunters did throughout is they would look at random objects in these abandoned places and just try to tie take whatever they could to create some kind of suspense, some kind of mystery, usually involving around crimes, because it's sensational. Something they actually accused me of sensationalizing stuff. I have no idea what they meant. I think it was, again, like they did a lot of projecting onto me what they were doing. So like saying that I doxed them when in reality it's more the other way around. They were looking for a way to sensationalize these abandoned places, and the best way to do it was to take whatever they could find throughout the buildings and come up with some kind of weird murder, crime, tale.
Right. Yeah. And I saw somebody mentioned it, like even a lot of people do probably see them as entertainment and channels like that. I just don't want to just focus on one. There's a lot of channels that do this kind of stuff where it's like, well, it's only entertainment, but it's not. I mean, one, it's shit. It's not entertaining. But second, entertainment should not be at the expense of people's reputations. Like that's not what it is when you make it up. Like if you're talking about, and we can get into investigation and bullying and stuff like that later. But when you're fabricating a history for quote on entertainment on real people, you're not entertaining. You are damaging. You are exploiting, and you are. It's fraud. I mean, you're selling content. You're getting paid for content that you made up. You lied.
Yep.
And
selling it as real, which is the other. I mean,
there are laws about this stuff, but it's a question of how they're going to be enforced. The people went into an abandoned place trespassing. The case of the reputation, you can sue them, but do you have the money to go and do it?
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of people
there
don't.
are legal recourses, but
right.
It doesn't work.
And it's sad. And I think that's when it comes to us as a community to self-police and say, like, we're not going to put up with this. If we are, as a whole, like skeptics, believers, everyone in the middle, like if we want to be taken seriously, if we want some integrity, if we want to show that we are serious about it, you got to stop promoting that kind of content. Like, I mean, you don't have to actively report them and stuff unless they're criminal. I mean, by all means, report them if it's criminal, but just don't watch it. It's not entertainment. You are feeding the beast.
It's so interesting to see the comments too, because it is like it's a 50-50 split. And I am pulling that number out of thin air of people who go, bro, it's just entertainment, man. It's not that serious. But they don't realize that it is that serious. Most people don't think about they do think of them as characters, like you said earlier. They think that this is just a story. And it's not, because they never outright claim that it's fiction, and they use real people to do it, if that makes sense.
Right.
And that's where you just can't do it. If you're going to be a content creator and you want to go, I'm all for entertainment, you put something at the beginning. Nobody in your stories is real. You make it very clear it's fictional. By all means, have at it. I think there's a place for that on YouTube. There is a place, believe it or not, there's a place for entertainment on YouTube. Yeah, Hollywood. Go talk. Yeah. Go make another Conjuring movie,
Oh, no.
No more Conjuring movies.
No more Conjuring movies. That last one was terrible. Terrible. All right.
But you get what I mean.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think that's a good conversation, a good point. So let's move on a little bit to like bullying versus investigation. So I see that a lot where like investigation to me is not the ghost hunting, screaming around, running around and like cameras going all over the place. Investigation is looking into the claims, researching it, finding out if there's any valid evidence to support the claims, putting the puzzle together and figuring out the whole picture. And I've seen lately where we have documents. We have like the newspaper articles, the original newspaper articles, census records, what else? Homeowners, everything, all these documents that show like, hey, this didn't happen the way these people said so. And for some reason that's seen as being a bully, like picking on them. And I don't see that. I think if you're just out to say, look, these people suck and leave it at that, that's one thing. But I think for us as a community, when we do this, when we investigate and call out the misrepresentation, the untruths, if you will, it's trying to educate the public to say, hey, look, you know, this was the claim. We looked into it. Doesn't have supporting evidence. It actually says the opposite of what was claimed originally. Let's learn from this. Let's move on and learn from this instead of dwelling on false information. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think you're pretty spot on. I obviously come from the school of Kenny Biddle. I've said that from the beginning. I took I took the book, your book, and I just started reading it. And when I go out and investigate, I do the same thing.
What?
I have a book.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
I more mean I just started watching the Skeptical Help Bar, and I said, look, this is how he does it. I think this is a guy with all the good ideas. Why don't I try it? And that's kind of what I've been doing since then. And I will say, so the bullying thing, I think a lot of people get hung up on the comedy nature of some of debunking. And this is something that I think is interesting, because at the end of the day, YouTube is an entertainment platform and you want to keep people entertained. And comedy is a great way to do that. And a lot of the claims are inherently, out there. And I think there's a place, to poke a little fun at some of these really outlandish claims. And I think for the hardcore believers, a lot of times, because you're clashing with their beliefs and you're kind of poking fun at it, they kind of think that is bullying. I disagree. I think it's all about perspective, and there is, a line there, and it is a bit of a gray area in some cases, but I think overall, when you're trying to show people the truth and you use comedy as a way to kind of show that, I don't see a big problem with it. Right. I feel like most of the time when I see people complaining about bullying, it's somewhere along that line, or you do what's way over the top, like some stuff we've seen recently, like going after people's physical appearances, the more like stereotypical high school bully. That stuff's never okay. But I also don't think that's what we see a lot of times in our community in particular.
Right. I see, like, bullying is, when that comes up, I do think of the typical high school bully. Like, I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and we had people like that. All the movies in my generation were based on that. Every high school had that kind of bully. And you think of like someone that just constantly harasses you just because it makes them feel good. It's that power imbalance. They want that power over you, where they feel like, I feel like a bigger person because I can make fun of you, or I can show everyone, like, kick you while you're down. Whereas what I see being called bullying in our community is calling out bullshit. It's saying, hey, look, you guys made this video, you guys made these claims about this place, you put pictures up, you put, what you said was evidence. I looked at it, it's not that, and here's why. And I think that last part's important. Not just it's not what you said it is, it's the here's why. And you explain it, you present your case. And I think you touched on it. It's from our side, an investigator's perspective, it's investigating. It's looking at the claim, using critical thinking. Are we fact checking? Are we making sure we got the right information? But from the person on the other end of that, it's getting called out. It's being shown to be wrong. And that very difficult task of saying I was wrong eludes them. And
self-reflection is difficult, I think, when you've been called out publicly like this. And I think it's a hard thing to do, even for me. if I'm ever called out in that way. You know, I always, even in any kind of situation like that, I have to take a day. Or if I respond too quickly to stuff like that, I think it's a recipe for disaster. I need to think on it, consider their side of things, and try to come at it from a middle perspective and not lean either way.
I do
easier said than done. Jesus, easier said than done.
I find myself I used to, and it's funny. I recently had a conversation with Beardo about this. Like he had found some of my really early videos, and I was really angry.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot since then. I have. Just in case.
I've been quiet.
But I've learned, like, okay, if I feel the emotion, if I feel that, you know, like that feeling in your chest for confrontation, walk away. That's my first step. You know, I'm not going to respond to you. If you send me a message, if you leave me a message on my phone, first of all, I live by the golden rule that if you have a problem with me, text me. If you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. That's not my quote. That's somebody else's. I stole it, but I think that's great. But yeah, like, if you know me well enough, if we're good friends and you send me a message and it gets that what triggers that emotional response, first thing I do is like, all right, glasses come off, I get up, I walk away, because I don't want to make that emotional response, because that responds with anger, and I'm definitely going to say something I'm going to regret. You know, let me take a little bit, and like you said, I take a day, think about it. I open Word, I type out my response, and then I'll look at it. Sometimes if I'm at home, I'll pass my phone off to my wife. What do you think of this? No. She's like, straight up, no, do not send that. And then I'll change it as I calm down. Then I can respond more on a level-headed kind of way.
I like, and this is something I did recently, but like fighting fire with facts, you know, like, you know, I think in some of my recent investigations, I find a lot of, you know, hard evidence. You know, I back up my claims with, you know, my research, and I show it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I get responses from people that are based in emotion, and the best response to somebody who's using emotion and coming from a very emotional place is to just kind of come back with facts again and be level-headed and clear and concise in what you say. And I think that has a real, the contrast between the two positions is very telling, and people can see which side is, you know, telling the truth much more clearly than if I fight fire with fire in a lot of cases.
Right. Because you don't want to devolve into the insults, and like, I feel bad. Like, there's been a few times where I've responded like with a knee-jerk reaction, and I've hit them with facts, but I've also like, I don't mind getting that small little dig in once in a while.
Yeah,
like
a little jab every once in a while.
A little sarcasm, because I mean, I'm natural. You have
not seen that.
I mean, I do have a natural ability at sarcasm, so it does come out. But sometimes I've gone too far, where I send it, and I immediately like, fuck, I should not have done that. I shouldn't have said that. And it'll take me a couple minutes, and it's embarrassing, but I will follow it up. Someone I just yelled at or insulted, I will follow up with an immediate apology, because I know I did wrong, you know, and I don't want to give that impression. I already did, but I want to apologize for it. I want to make it right, because it's just,
You're taking accountability.
Yeah, and that's it. You got to take accountability for your actions, which is another thing we don't really see, and that goes in with a lot of the stuff we already talked about. You know, when you put out bad information, you take accountability for it, and so many people don't. You know, instead of taking accountability and say, yes, I was wrong, it's, well, this guy does this, or this other one does this. You know, it's always passing the buck and not taking the accountability, which it's sad. It's sad.
Before we go, there's a
Sure.
question by Cree you probably want to see that fits this directly.
Sure. As a believer, I find skeptics are hard on us and our beliefs and lump us in with radicals. Don't you think if you understood us better, you might be able to speak to us so we can see your point? Oh,
There's an argument to be had for hardcore skeptics, for lack of a better word. There is such a thing as too skeptical. I think Joe Nickel used to talk about that a lot.
I don't believe you.
We call that cynical.
Yeah.
Bordering on cynical. I think cynical is probably the right word. If you get too cynical, it can influence your investigations. And I think Joe Nickel said a lot of times he related more with the believers than the hardcore cynic crowd when it came to his approach when he would investigate.
And if I may step in for a second, he had that belief that he was closer on a lot of those things. Again, because he was an investigator. He wanted to know what was going on. Kenny's even more of an investigator there. But Joe was a scholarly investigator versus your hands-on thing. So I think the thing is that he thought he was closer because he at least was trying to look for something where a lot of skeptics out there just say, well, no, that's not true. We've never found a UFO, so there can never be one. And there are people who are like that. And I completely agree with what is said there. They might not exist. It's not my point to say whether they do or not. I'm going to look. Right. And that's where we're at.
Right. I want to look. I want to see what's going on. And I think to add on with this, I understand where you're coming from, Cree. And I think there's also the issue of the not just hardcore like skeptics, but there's hardcore believers that when we try to, like, I really do try to understand where people are coming from. And I mean, I hope you can attest to this because I even had you on this show so we could talk and get to know you better and where you're coming from better. But when you're dealing with someone that maybe is immovable, when they resist any kind of change, the closed-minded kind of hardcore believer where it doesn't matter what anyone says, you believe what you want to believe. That's up to you. But that makes it difficult to have any kind of conversation too.
It's definitely on both sides.
It's the one aspect too that a lot of skeptics are more logical and they don't rely on their emotions, where belief is a lot more of an emotional thing than a scientific thing. So there's a little bit more of a gray area regarding that too.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, some of the questions, I think there's misunderstandings too, and how things are taken, because we ask a lot of questions. That's the core of critical thinking and skepticism, is asking questions. And oftentimes, those questions appear confrontational to someone that has already made up their mind. So it's very difficult to break through that. And patience is key. But even for us, even for anyone, sometimes patience only goes so far. And I oftentimes bail out, or admittedly, I get snappy, like I've had enough and I'm done. Like I'm not, and you'll see it. Like my wife knows, she sees when I start shutting down, and I'm just like, I'll make a face. She knows it. And my response is just like, you know what? Yeah, we're done. There's no use. There's no use. I'm not trying to be mean, but there is no use having this conversation because we're not going to get anywhere.
I do like that at least because I don't do a lot of face-to-face stuff. I can just shut the phone off or shut the computer off. I can't imagine having to like try to walk away in real life. I don't know what I would do. I don't know how long it would take before I shut down.
I think there's a lot more people that are on the outside. If you're looking at spectrum again, wow, I'm always about spectrums, aren't I? The middle part of the group of people are not as much. Are more investigators. The further you go from the left as investigators or believers, you're not going to believe anything else there. You're going to say the middle is where the investigation is being done. The believers are going to at some point say, well, I'm not going to believe anything you say, because the skeptics are going to say, hey, I'm not believing anything you say. And it's just, right. I think there's a very small sliver of people who are actually investigating in the middle or are open to other ideas.
Yeah. I think I love listening. I love one of my I don't know what you would call it. Maybe not a hobby, but one of the things that I like doing is understanding why people believe something. Like I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and I think that sometimes comes off as like too invasive, because I'm still at like, why do you believe that? For what? Like, where did that come from? Where did that start? Did it come from your parents? Did it come from like a marriage? Like, where did that belief start? And I'm just curious. And I think my enthusiasm sometimes comes off as like confrontational. So,
Well, when you challenge people's beliefs too, it's immediately more personal than like other types of conversations.
Right.
So the odds of that also go through the roof when you challenge people's belief.
right. And in person, I'll say this, like when I'm in person and I need to shut down a conversation, most of the time I will just say like, look, I don't think we're going to get anywhere. I really don't see this going anywhere. So I don't want to waste your time anymore. And I said, like, why don't we just, go have a drink, or I'm going to go,
You
hang
need to
out
get
with my
some
wife.
cards. You need to get some cards like this conversation is over. Just one line of text. Exactly. Well, all right. I don't know if that's the right sign there. I was thinking something a little smaller, maybe, but
I mean, I think there's been twice where I've tried that approach and they kept starting to yell at me, and I just literally just turned around and walked away. Because there's no use in going. And one was in Gettysburg, and that resulted in the gentleman like completely freaking out, where they needed to restrain him because he wanted to fight. Like, he was gone. He wanted to physically fight at that moment. And that was fun. that was
hey, at least you have fun with it. So
you know what? It was I'm a little embarrassed by it because it just went too far. But then the next morning I woke up to a text from Jason. Jason Hawes texted me. He's like, "Hey, heard you had a good time last night." Like, oh, what do you mean? He's like, "Oh, I heard all about it." I'm like, oh, that's embarrassing. It really is, because I don't like giving that impression.
Sure.
Public impression, like. All right. So, what time is it? Oh,
It's
52.
almost time.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
We got doxing, we got bullying, we got
Yeah, but I was going to say before the break, you probably want to answer. There's a string of questions that are probably best answered early on. So
early on, like early after the break.
Now, so I think
Or
right
right
now
now?
I'm going to do this.
Tim is taking over. Jade Kitten, is Mason selling Benny Kittle shirts? I legit want one.
If I can, we'll get it going. I still got to talk to Kenny about it and make sure that it's kind of using his likeness. So I probably yeah. Well, his likeness put onto a very nice bear.
This is like the clothing show, because here's the next
Dude.
one.
Where can we buy it? Mason thumbnail jumper. Wait a minute. Let's boom boom. You mean that? I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. As long as I can, if you send me one, if you do this, if you send me one, you can do whatever you want with it.
Oh, I'm sending you one already. You're the first person to get one. So
See, here's
that
the third question about the same topic.
We make it some people really want some.
So
I mean,
you
I
say-
want some.
I would love to, but I don't want to get. I don't like the idea of giving like subpar merch. And I'm
Right.
still a new YouTuber. I don't have it figured out at all, and so it's one of those things where like I'm so focused on building up the channel. I'm not at a place where like merch makes a ton of sense yet. That
No.
I just haven't done it.
But when you do, Benny Kittle will
Benny
have
Kittle
high
is the
quality
first one.
shit.
Exactly. Benny Kittle needs to be high quality. If Benny Kittle's not high quality, I failed you all.
Top
All right.
shelf, prime, grade A choice.
I'm
quality
thinking
right
Benny
there.
Kittle letter biker jackets. That's what I'm
No.
Nah, that's what I'm
Laker chaps?
biker jackets.
Just
Where's our I need my Chat GPT
oh
AI
my God.
program
No.
going. Donna,
No. But yeah, like if you can do, when you find a place, go ahead. You have my permission. Have at it. I 2X, please, and not black. I don't wear
Thank you
black
for your
shirt
blessing, King.
because I will wear this during my investigations at places.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You want another question, or do you want to?
Let's
Here's another fun one if you want.
Okay, yeah, let's do a fun one. Are you going to have drinks that are based on debunking styles?
Ooh,
Oh,
that could be fun.
that would be interesting. I am thinking about getting one of those bar sheds for the backyard. So I can close it up, nice, but I can put lights and open it up for parties and stuff. Because we used to have a tiki bar before we moved up here. We used to have a nice tiki bar, fully stocked, lights everywhere. It was really, really nice. And we've been thinking about that lately, because we have a really nice backyard. It's like 4 times the size of what we had, lots of space to have people over, and we just haven't done it yet. But my
You can
wife
make your
did
own
give me-
skeptical help beer.
Oh my god!
No.
I did that once. I had one of those home beer kits,
Oh yeah.
and it told you how to adjust the alcohol content. So I made beer that was almost 4 times the alcohol content that it was supposed to have. And nobody could drink a bottle. We had to do shots because it was so strong. It was so good.
We had that idea for Skeptics Brew. It's so good you won't believe it.
Oh, that's good. I like
Yeah.
that tagline.
I like that. That's a good
good.
one.
All right. So, real quick though, we have a couple minutes, 3 minutes left. Trust. I want to ask you about trust. Like I've talked about trust before. I guess when the incident where, and again, I'm unfortunately I'm using this example because it's the most recent example. The 2 gentlemen admitted that they had been faking stuff for years on another channel, and then they came up with this idea that they're going to charge people like $10, I guess, a month or something like that to tell them how they did it. But all the fans that they have, or maybe had, were under the impression that it was real, quote unquote real, that it wasn't fake, that it wasn't just for entertainment, that it was entertaining but supposed to be real. And I would imagine that there was a lot of trust lost there. So my question to you is, once something like that happens, do you think a channel or a team can ever regain trust?
God,
I know,
that
right?
is a tough question. In that particular case, it's very egregious. I wouldn't say never, but I would say, I mean, trust is easily lost. Trust can be broken like that, right?
Yeah.
But it takes years and years to build it back up, to build that credibility back up from zero. And you can lose it again just as fast, right? And
Right.
I have yet to see a case where a team was caught, or admitted to faking that gained that trust back. Like I don't think I've ever seen it.
Right.
I'm not saying it can never happen. I think maybe some people could see the light and change. But I'm waiting on that example. This is a pie in the sky situation right here because I have not seen it. But I think it's possible. I think it's possible.
Yeah, I have trouble with that. Like once I've learned, like if I guess when I look into someone and I find out that they have been caught, and it's got to, I would go so far as to say you can't always 100% prove that someone faked something 100% unless they admit it. When they openly admit it, and again, this case that we're talking about is not unique, but kind of rare because it happened so long and they openly admitted it. So for them, yes, I would say I don't think there should be any trust in anything that they do or say from now on. Other people, if they made mistakes, and I think that's a big issue. Like we have to understand that not everything that can be debunked means that it was faked.
Yes.
It could be just a mistake. So if someone made a mistake, I don't think they lose that trust, but it's a lesson that everything needs to be fact checked. So like if you give me information, I fact check it. And it's not because I think you're a bad person. I do trust you, but you could make mistakes. And likewise, if I give you information, I expect you to fact check me.
No, I take it at face value. I would never.
No, the fuck you do. You shouldn't. But no, I think everyone should fact check it. And it's not a indication that it's not an insult. I never find it to be an insult if someone fact checks me. Because like, hey, you know, if you find something wrong, we get to learn and get the new, good information. But if you verify what I said, awesome. Like I was right. Awesome. I'm happy about that.
Well, yeah, and a lot of the problems we see are because people don't verify, and it goes from person to person to person to person. Nobody verifies anything, and now you have this legend essentially that expands outwards. And once a legend is born, it can never be stopped. Pretty much, once it's out there, it's out. It's over. It's out there. So much of that could be fixed by just verifying the basic info. Info.
Right. All right, we're gonna take our break.
Please.
What?
Take a break.
Oh, we're going to take a break. We will see you back here in, where it is, 4 minutes and 9 seconds from now.
And now for something completely different.
Welcome, my fellow skeptics. Welcome, one and all. I am the chief investigator. Oh, come along, old chap. We will have a ball. Now, if you will excuse me, it's time to open the mic. Good night. Good night. Kenny Biddle's the name, investigating's my game, and I will have at it. Quick roll call. As the head of this committee, hunting for ghosts can be shitty, but there is nothing better that I know. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and have some questions, alright? Maybe you might find an answer or two. I will find the truth this night and day. And if my name is not Kenny Biddle, then I assure you here I will not stay. Good day. Kenny Biddle's the name, ghost hunting's the game. I won't let anything get in my way. Too many fakers out there, too many chefs, too many toe tappers, none of it makes any sense. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and ask some questions, alright? Maybe you might find an answer or two. Who knows? There may be ghosts in the machine, but trust me, I am not so keen. I prefer to see these things clearly, not in 144p. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open night night. Yeah, yeah. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am might not. If you have an answer or two, let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. Let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. The one and only Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle.
I love that music. Oh, goddamn, it gets me going. All right. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
This has been fun.
That song got me pumped back up. I'm ready.
What is the I'm looking in your background and I see between the vase and the light. What is it? It looks like a figure. No, over the other. Keep going. Nope, the other way. Stop. Go up a little bit. Go over a little bit. The other way. See where your hand is? Not there.
Okay.
Okay, keep going. Yeah, like an alien or something.
That's an alien. The thing next to my jellies. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, they're not swimming very well. Oh.
Okay.
I haven't
Ooh,
fed
that
them in a
reminds
while.
me. I want to show you. I think I was doing this on the members only. I was talking about this. I made this classic sci-fi UFO.
Oh, I like it. I
Two
like
symbols.
it.
I got them at a yard sale for $1. I sanded it and then glued them together, so it made a classic UFO.
It's beautiful.
Really cool. I love
Proof.
Proof. I'm gonna. Yeah, this is going to appear in a leaked photo. I think we're gonna do that.
That's a good idea. That would be a lot of fun.
All right. Okay, so second hour, we're going to get into some questions. So this is the time. If you do have questions for Mason, for myself, for both of us, hopefully both of us, put them in the chat with a capital Q, and we'll get started. Kid 4. Kenny, will you wear a shirt I sent you around the end of October? You mean this shirt? I did get it. I have worn it. I wear it in here. Just a disclaimer, and I think you already know this, but I don't do politics. I don't do anything with politics. So I don't usually I won't wear it like during a show, and it's no offense to you. I just don't do politics. That's just a standard rule. But I have worn it. And I wear it around. I wore it the first day when I got it because I was like, oh, cool. And I wear it at home. It's my comfy shirt. So yes, I will wear it. All right, good question. The negative ones. Kenny and or Mason, do you have a list of places you get your info from when it comes to paratech? Oh, interesting. Okay. You can go first.
That's a good question because there's so much info on paratech and most of it's not true. Like if you go to the websites, a lot of what I do is I'll simply go to the websites and see the lack of information. And that is usually pretty telling on, what they're trying to sell you. They don't want to talk about how it works. They just want you to kind of buy it and know that it already works because you saw your favorite TV show use it. So they use a lot of credibility. What's the term? Credibility,
marketing,
snatching. I don't know, for lack of a better word.
It's propaganda. That's what it is. Because Living Dead member for 17 months. Awesome. Thank you so much. But yeah, I agree. It's my first stop usually is the and I use this term loosely, manufacturer's website, because most of them are like, and I'm not going to say this as an insult. Most are usually like garage mechanics. They're doing it in their garage or their shed or something like that, basement workshop, which is cool. I mean, if you can do a little side business, I'm all about it, except for the issue that ghost hunting equipment doesn't do what they claim it does. You know, it may record audio, but it's not recording a ghost. There's no data that says that, or detects or anything like that. But yeah, I go to that website first, and I agree with you. Most of the time, there's a lack of specs. Many times I have to contact them and say, hey, what's the threshold here? What are the specs? Like if you say it alarms when it detects, like it gets colder or hotter, or changes temperature, what's the threshold? Like, is it half a degree or 5 degrees? Like, I need to know this. This is important. Doesn't do what they claim it does. It's ridiculously expensive.
Ghostflation, and I'm stealing this from Paranormal Simulation. She said
That's
this
good.
the other day. Ghostflation is real. The price of these gadgets is only going up with the price of locations. It's crazy. I've been checking, and like all of it's going up, all across the board.
Yeah, and it's a lot. That's why when I do break down a type of equipment, and I still have. Oh, I hid my board. Somebody was in here taking pictures, and I had to hide my board so they wouldn't get pictures of it. But I have.
Yeah,
like,
that's the reason.
that's
why.
the reason. The ultrasonic sensor, I have that on there, which I have I have an interview with one of the reps from the company that makes the sensor, that I want to get out there. But the reason I tell you guys what the components are, so you understand what they are, and you can go out and get them yourself. You know, like the REM pod, when I took that apart years ago and discovered what it was, like you can buy it for $20. You don't have to spend 150 or 200 or whatever it is. You can buy it for $20 and put it together yourself if you really want to. And I think that's really important to know what the components are. So agreed. I go to the maker's website first, and then I will also go to various like channels, YouTube channels, to see how they're being used. I like going to conferences and just browsing and then talking to the people and saying, what do you use this for? How do you use it? How do you determine that if it's a positive or negative result? And I think from there, getting the device myself and having it in hand and being able to test it. Like, all right, let's see what makes this go off. How can I prevent it from going off from something that I'm doing that's also normally in the environment? You know, there's a lot of things to do. And
I think that's the most fun.
That is.
I think that part's the most fun. Just testing it, the practical test for it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
The one you did with the keys for the paranormal music box.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was great.
Awesome.
And it was even better because it was by accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have my keys all the time. Like these are my keys all the time. And they always, as soon as I pick them up, like you hear the noise. My wife finds me in department stores because these hang off my a belt loop, and she can hear me walking through the store. And when I picked them off the table, I had that device on and it went off. And I was like, oh, what made that happen? And I waited and then I moved and I dropped them on the table and it went off again. I was like, oh, it went off again. Holy shit.
That was so awesome.
That was really cool to discover that and discover that it didn't happen with every set of keys. Because like Dawson, he had tried it and he couldn't make it go off with his keys. And I was like, all right, well, there's certain metals and how much you have and the frequency that's being played. And then that made me reach out to the actual manufacturer of the sensor, the ultrasonic sensor, and ask him like, why does this go off? And really interesting stuff. Unfortunately, the interview, I have to work the interview because for some reason I turned off my mic. So I have all his answers, but I don't have my questions. I can see myself. So I'm trying to read my own lip. Like,
yeah.
What did I say? Yeah, that I'm still working on that video. But good question. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. What else we got there? Oh, good. Alyssa, Mason, you don't have to answer if you're not comfortable talking about it. But I'm curious, how does your family and girlfriend feel about your YouTube channel and the current bullshit going on?
Yeah, it depends on who you ask in my family. My dad just doesn't understand it, but he's supportive. He just has no idea what any of us are talking about. My mom, who made it a cameo in my last video,
Because you're
is very
handsome.
supportive. Yeah, she thinks I'm handsome, and she does watch, and she thinks it's awesome. She's even been on a few investigations with me. She used to be, before I met Investigator Bob. She would go on investigations with me because I've been interested in the paranormal since I was a kid, and it's always kind of been our thing. So she really loves the channel and loves seeing all the support that I've gotten. My girlfriend has come around to it in a big way. At first, she was kind of like, if you're, and I think Kenny gets this, like if you're somebody who's not directly into the paranormal, it like, I'll be like, hey babe, do you want to watch my videos? Do you want to watch my videos? And she's like, I've heard you talk about it for the last month straight. I've heard everything you're going to say in that video and sub. I'll watch it, maybe. And I'm like, okay, good enough, maybe.
Right.
But that's usually how it goes for me.
It is interesting. Once in a while, I will print out an article and give it to my wife and say, like, can you look at this, please? Like, just make sure it sounds coherent. And I feel bad too, because like I come home from work, we have dinner together, and she always asks about my day. We go back, we do that kind of thing. And I feel bad sometimes because it's like 2 weeks straight. I'm like, well, I was researching the Sally house. I was filming for the Sally house. I was researching and reading about the Sally house. What'd you do today? I read a book about the Sally house. I feel bad having to repeat that over and over again, but she understands that that's my job, and that's part of this. So I do try to change it up and explain exactly what I'm doing if she's interested. I don't want to bore her. But it is. Yeah, I get that too. Like, she doesn't come to most of my lectures because she's heard it, and I don't mind, because I understand, like, it's got to be boring because I'm saying the same shit over and over again. So
the amount of times she heard me say Garnett House, shoot.
Yeah. I mean, I get sick of it too. I get like, oh, all right, Sally House.
Sometimes I do find myself like, if I say Garnett, I know that the person, like my friends who have nothing to do with the paranormal, when they ask me like what I've been up to lately, I'm like, how do I even explain? I'm like, where do I even begin, man? You're like, with this latest one, I'm like, well, it started with me just watching some ghost hunting videos, and now I'm doing this full investigation into 2 specific houses. I had to contact the families. I had to do that, and they're like, don't you work? And I was like, yeah, I do work.
I do work, yeah.
But that's not the fun part. Let me tell you about the rest of what I'm doing.
It's always fun when we have, like, recently we're having a bathroom redone, like a shower is going to be redone, and then we have a garage door that we're having installed. So when the people from the companies come out and do their sales pitch, and they're like, oh, so what do you do? Well, I travel across the country and I investigate allegedly haunted stuff. And they're like, tell me about that. And my best experience was going over to Canada, crossing the bridge, and they asked what I'm doing there. And I said, I'm visiting a friend who's having some issues at her house. And they're like, what kind of issues? She thinks she has a ghost, and I investigate this stuff for a living. And he's like,
go ahead and get out of the car.
No, he was like, he paused. I really thought he was going to do that. And he's like, tell me more. And he like leaned in like this. And I was like, okay, I'll tell you more. And I told him more. And he's like, yeah, tell me more. What do you do this? And I was like, there's a line. And he's like, no, don't worry about them. Tell me more. Okay, awesome. Just don't arrest me. So really cool. I love, that's always an interesting conversation. All right, let's see what else we got. John without an H. Did you do your homework and look up Kachimoto. Was that my homework or your homework?
Your homework.
That was my homework?
Yes.
So I did not do that. I think I vaguely remember writing that down and I was supposed to look it up, but
Donna's not here to crack the whip.
Yeah, Donna's not here. I mean, she wasn't here last week. She's not here this week. I've been just working and fucking off.
Kenny and I went to the bar.
Yeah, we went to the bar today. So he's looking it up. Look at him. I see him.
Japan agency certifies haunt-free homes. Actually, this looks pretty interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Because they have haunt-free homes. Wow.
Big cultural thing about like superstition and alleged haunted houses. So yeah, that could be. We could have a big business. Go certify a house is not haunted.
Right.
Walk
walk right back out.
Sit down, play watch some videos on your phone, then walk out. Like, nope, not haunted.
Yeah.
Push the button a few times. So instead, you got to play a couple games while they're there too. So, right.
Like have one of them strobe lights, turn it on, come back outside, be like, yo, it was difficult, but this house is clean.
It's finally clean. I had to do a lot.
We're good. All right.
Ready for something else?
Yeah, hit me. Cybersecurity. If AI on TikTok, Instagram can scrape user posts to clone faces and rooms for ads, how do we evaluate paranormal video evidence going forward? Has the bar for credible evidence collapsed? Taking the glasses off for this one. I'll start. I'll say for right now, and I've been dealing with this a lot lately, and looking into this, but dealing with a lot of AI generated videos. And I think many of you will agree that there is a subtle, sometimes not so subtle, but sometimes very subtle look with AI videos. They are not perfect. There is that uncanny valley that triggers when you're watching them. And there's many times you can't describe exactly what's wrong, but something is off with the character, with the person that you're looking at, their mannerisms, how they look at the camera, how light reflects off of their not real skin, stuff like that. There's always the subtle little clues. And my problem is I can't actually explain exactly what's going on all the time. It's just a look. And I see it. I'm like, yeah, to me, that's AI. And when you dig into it, you find, yeah, it is. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's there. But I think they're getting really close. The more and more it progresses, I mean, I lost faith in video evidence a long time ago because it was just people were overlaying stuff, and it wasn't clear. Like most AI videos you're getting are clear. They're too clear. Yeah, and I know. Yeah, there's a lot of websites that I use that you can run it through, and they will check and give you a percentage of like if this is AI generated or not. I think like TinEye is one of them that I use. But going through that, for context, a lot of social media creators are pissed that their likeness is being. Yeah. I mean,
it's true on YouTube.
I mean, I understand. I mean, I see it all the time.
Hey, that's all real. That's all real. Don't run it through an AI checker, but that is real.
I guess I lost my point.
Your point is, you know it by looking at it.
I know
through your photographic
right.
experience, you can look at it and say it looks this way.
Okay,
and I can tell.
Yeah, thank you. You
You're
brought me
welcome.
back on track. So I guess what I'm trying to get to is like the AI videos that we're being fed now and that we see on our feeds and as advertisements now, and I see a lot of YouTube channels using these. It's too crisp, clean, bright. It's too perfect. Whereas a lot of video from paranormal teams are low light, gritty, blurry, shitty. And that big contrast is what has actually lost faith, because there was no strive to actually get clear images, or the technology couldn't. And it was beneficial to the groups not to have clear images, because the worse it looked, the easier it was to pass off or to hide things if they were faking.
It's almost the same principle as having a spirit photograph, with the person who's having the photograph with the spirit is always to the sides, and there's plenty of room on the other side for the ghost, right?
Like anytime you see a video and the guy's talking and he's like this, yeah, you know, like they're not following the rule of thirds. They're leaving this space open because something's going to happen. So yeah, if you want to add anything.
The only thing I'd add, I think you hit that nail pretty much on the head. But the only thing I would add that really pisses me off about like TikTok and Instagram Reels and that kind of stuff is, and I talk about this a lot because I see it a lot with my friends, is like they don't give you enough time to think critically about what you're watching, which is another big problem. So even though Kenny is smart enough to think maybe I should check, most people, when they watch these videos, they're so fast and they want you to scroll, watch for 6 seconds, 8 seconds, whatever, scroll to the next one. And they don't give you the time it takes to think critically about what you're watching before they throw something else in your face. And that's what really bothers me, because I think it negatively affects people's abilities to think critically over a long period of time. It's not like you won't watch one TikTok and all of a sudden your critical thinking skills are gone. But little by little, I think it does have a real effect, right? And it'll be interesting to see how that. I mean,
I do find that, like, sometimes I scroll and it's just I need a break. Like, I've been working on something for so long and just intense, where I want to, and I hope this doesn't sound bad, but I want to be dumb for a few minutes, and I will doom scroll and just go through shit, like looking at TikTok videos, stupid shit, where I'm like.
It's awesome. I love doing that.
You know, like, yeah. And then after a few minutes, I'm like, all right, I feel better. All right, well, let's get back to this, you know?
Yeah.
And so I get it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool.
This one I don't understand, so maybe we can clear it up.
Wayne's World. Kenny, have you ever thought about doing a roadshow simulator similar to James Randi? Oh, similar. Yeah, I guess it's similar. So I did at one point. I was in conversation with Jason Hawes. This was a couple of years ago, that we were going to do a tour, like a college tour, and have like a panel discussion type thing where we traveled to different colleges and we would talk about investigating claims and from our different perspectives. And we had his agent involved for a little bit, and it just kind of fizzled out. We never followed up, really, because I think at that point I was changing jobs, and I came here and I'd mentioned, like, I don't know if I can do that right now. I have to clear it with my boss, because I don't know how if they're gonna be okay with it. I'm sure there will be, but I have to clear it, and it kind of fizzled out. But we've always talked about it. Once in a while it comes up in conversation about doing that again. I would love to do that, because I think that would be, it's a way to get to a lot of people, you know, to talk to them and to show that not only two people from different perspectives and approaches can get along, but, like, for me, and this is more of a selfish thing, is that I can reach people that are going to come out for him. I doubt many college people are going to come out for me. No one's going to come out for me. They're going to come out for him. And I'll be able to benefit off of that, to talk to them and teach critical thinking and skepticism and how to research certain things, and how to look at it a little bit differently. So I'm still up for it. I still would love to do that. And if the opportunity comes up again, I'm definitely going to jump on it. So good question.
Do you want to talk about the Warren Museum in Salem?
Fuck that place.
Well, there's a question about it.
No, yeah, you can. You can put it up. We'll see. Mr. Biddle and Mason, Wow. Am I that old looking? I get the Mister. I don't even get Kenny. What are you looking at,
Nothing. I'm not looking at anything.
bitch? I know this is a big thing right now, but what are your thoughts on the Warren Museum being in Salem? Disrespectful, or do you think it does not matter? I'll let you go first.
I think it all depends on the people who live there and what they think. For the most part, I think that's the most important thing when kind of these dark tourism businesses come into town, because they're not the first to do this kind of thing. So in a place like Salem, I think you need to be careful and you need to be respectful of the history. And I do think with the Warren Museum in particular, it's not that respectful. And I think it's probably the wrong approach to put it in a place like Salem. Just my opinion. People can disagree with that all they want. Personally, I don't love it, but that's just me. Also, I don't love the Warren Museum. So, I mean, it's kind of a...
That's good. Fair enough. I mean, it's important to acknowledge our biases and put them out there in front. I feel the same way. I don't particularly care for the Warren Museum. I think moving it to Salem, whether permanently or temporary, I don't know what the deal is. I really don't follow it too much, but I don't agree with it because when you go and learn the history of what happened, it's first of all, it's not about a land swindle or land grant or something like that. I think somebody said something like that's all it was. No, there were so many people, mostly women, that were accused of something they were not, and they were tortured and killed because of this belief, this supernatural belief. It is a dark point in our history, and it's a serious thing. So it's not something to take light of. This is a very much a lesson of learning from your past, which unfortunately I think a lot of people haven't. About superstitions and dictating who lives or dies based on your superstitions. I think the Warrens Museum is a basement Goodwill store. That's what I think it is. And I think it's a mockery. I think it would mock what the history of Salem is by putting it there. It would be nothing more than a tourist trap. So I agree with you. That's my opinion. You're welcome to disagree with it, but that's how I see it.
It feels like they're using the darkness of the darkness of the city's past to sell dark tourism, and I just don't like that idea.
Yeah,
I was going to ask about the history itself is already dark because you have the witches and all that. So are Salem already is cashing in on that?
Yeah. I just don't.
It might be it might be more respectful than what's going to happen if they bring it there, though, right? I mean, if they bring the museum stuff there, it's going to just disrespect all the stuff that's already there and being done.
I think it clashes with, again, the history that's there, and the purpose of understanding the. Stop talking bad about Goodwill. Hey, I go to Goodwill every freaking weekend, so I go there. I love going to Goodwill
3 days a week.
I don't have to, yeah, I know. I don't hate the Goodwill. But I all right. So I'll just say it like a con man's thrift store. How about that? That's probably better. But I totally lost my point. Thanks. The negative ones.
The history,
distracted by Goodwill.
Yeah.
The history, we could learn from it if it's done properly.
Yeah.
But this takes away from properly.
Yes. We learn from the history of Salem and the mistakes that were made, the persecution that was done. This museum is a novelty. It's a novelty item. And it's just not a very good one. So, plus, with one of the owners and the stupid shit that he says publicly, I hope nobody goes to it. No one ever accused anyone. I don't know. Fair point. Fair point. But yeah, I would personally, my opinion would to encourage people not to visit. Spend your money elsewhere. Go learn the history. Avoid the novelty tourist trap of that museum. Go learn the history. I think you'll be much better for it. So, all right. That was good. That was a good question. Friday House XYZ. Who was the first person who was offended when they brought you something they thought was paranormal, but turns out it wasn't? How do you recommend someone handles that situation? Patience, kindness. Don't be a dick. You know, like we joke a lot about saying like places aren't haunted and laughing at some of the stuff that's promoted as this is haunted because of this. And, you know, we make jokes and stuff. And I think that's all fun in this environment. This is like a bar environment. We're having fun. We're getting along. We're a community. But if someone honestly comes up to you, and this is something we deal with a lot, if they come up to someone like me or Mason, it's probably the first time that they're asking someone like me or Mason what we think. So it's important that we don't give the bad impression. We don't give them the impression that a skeptical person is nothing but an asshole and just going to laugh at you or insult you. It's okay. Why do you think it's haunted? What has happened? And explore that. Has this kind of weird stuff happened before that? Did you notice it before it? Can we test it? You know, I'd be happy to take it off your hands and store it here temporarily. We can test it. I'll send it back to you. Let's talk about it and figure it out. Most times you can figure out some logical explanations for it. And if you can't, see where it goes. But I think it's paramount to be kind and professional and not dismiss them out of... Donna's here. What the hell?
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Donna. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I would add on to that. So being a smaller YouTuber, I respond to almost every comment I get. And something I always am aware of, and I try to do, is when people who are clearly outside of the debunking community come in and start commenting, even if they are kind of over the top, more of like they're combative because I'm challenging their beliefs. I'm aware that that's what's happening. So when they come in, I do my best to be at the very least neutral, or I try to just help them understand where I'm coming from, even if they're not being very nice to me. That's usually how I do it. Right. Now, look, you could probably go through my channel and find the odd comment here or there where I was like, all right, I'm not dealing with this today. But usually on the whole, that's how I do it. Yeah. Because I think when they come at you angry and you respond, you know, this is another case of fighting fire with facts, and you respond with a good, calm demeanor, it makes people think. It makes them stop for a second and kind of think about what they're doing, and it might be able to, you know, change them. And that's what we're in it for. We want to help people think more critically, and so that's the way I kind of look at that.
Yeah.
The first person I ever offended with, this is the most recent one, was myself. Before I became a skeptical person, I went to a haunted house, thought I caught the best video evidence of orbs ever on recorded, and I put it into ChatGPT. I gave it the video and I said, ChatGPT, I've caught the best orb ever. And it was telling me, and no lie, it was telling me it was dust. It would not stop telling me it was dust. And I was so offended and so upset that I could not convince ChatGPT that I caught paranormal evidence on camera. It was, looking back now, it's so awesome to think about it, but I was so mad that I could not convince it.
The first one that comes to mind. So I don't remember the first person that I offended, because I'm not proud of it, but I've probably offended a lot of people.
Kenny Biddle offend somebody?
I know,
oh,
right?
Really? Oh.
But the one that stands out was I was at Fort Mifflin in Philadelphia, and they were having a like one of their first kind of paranormal conferences So we all had tables. Had a table set up, and next to me was a professional photographer, Paul Michael Kane. And he's a friend of mine. I've known him for many years now. But professional photographer, worked for Lucasfilm and did a lot of good, he's really good guy. Really does amazing work. And a woman came up to him with a stack of pictures, and I see him go, oh yeah, him right there, points at me. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And as she's walking over, I see him like, like, oh, great. So she has a stack of photographs that she had printed. And this is back with film, okay? Digital was still new. This is all film. And she has a stack, and she's telling me that she went to a cemetery and she caught these golden orbs. And she's absolutely convinced these are orbs, these are spirit orbs. And I'm looking at them and I'm going, all right. It looks like a foggy night. You're out in a field. I said, honestly, these look like street lamps. And it just looks blurry. The entire image actually looks blurry so this was not in focus. And she's like, no, it was like that. And her friend is next to her going, I told you. And I'm laughing like, okay, like I'm trying not to laugh, but I'm smirking because of her friend. And I said, do you have any other photos that I can look at? You know, like from this, you have this whole stack. Are there any from the same area? And she's like, oh yeah. And she flips the very next one. It's in focus. You see the lampposts. There are street lamps, and you can see the posts. And I was like, did you flip the picture and look at the next one? Because there's your answer. It's right there. She grabbed them. I don't care what the fuck you think. No, these are mine. I know what they are. And her friend's going, ha, ha, ha. I told you, bitch. And we're talking like 80 years old. And this lady's like, I told you, bitch. I told you. So that was the one that sticks out the most. And like I tell it as a funny story, but it is unfortunate because they would not budge. I mean, that was the textbook closed-minded person where they had already made up their mind and it didn't matter what anyone said. She was just looking for someone to say, yes, you have a ghost. That's it. Anything else was unacceptable. So it's a shame. There was a teaching moment there. I tried, I failed. And I don't think it was my failure necessarily. I think it was her failure to be open to it. But well.
Did you think about the ghost lamppost theory? What if the lamppost disappeared and then reappeared in the second photo? You might have been too closed-minded.
It was
might have to reopen this case.
It was both photos. Just one was blurry.
But that was when they were phasing in from their interdimensionality.
Oh, I see how it is. You guys are ganging up on me now.
Yeah, Tim's on something there.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
So you need another question then.
Aaron Bacon. Kenny, do you enjoy photography? Bacon. Bacon. Do you enjoy photography in black and white? Do these old cameras speak to you? Oh, they do. I love black and white. Honestly, it's been a while since I've been out, but you can see like I have two cameras on my desk right now. This is my normal camera here that I use all the time. This is my infrared conversion that I did. So it shoots black and white infrared. Thank you. So when I have this on, I think, yeah. So there's only one picture on there and it's barely see, but that's my office in black and white infrared. But I usually shoot in black and white because I love the contrast. I love the contrast, and it just brings out. It doesn't bring out more detail, but to me, it does. So I would prefer to shoot in black and white than color. I do have film cameras. I still shoot This is my one of my film cameras, but I still shoot in black and white because I can develop black and white. I can actually do that. I have the equipment to do that. I can't develop color film, but I can do black and white. So that allows me, if I want to, and I have the time, I can actually make collages and stuff like that. I can do some dodge and burn techniques and create images like the Cooper family falling body photo, which I was starting to work on a video on that, and then someone beat me to it. So, but they did a great job contacting the original guy. But yeah, I love the old cameras. Some of the cameras I've shot, I have a plate camera, and I wanna figure out how to coat a plate so I can put it in and do like an old fashioned plate photography, which I would love to do. But yeah, thank you for asking.
We want to build a photographic development room for you here too, somewhere, right?
Yes, that'll be the next room I commandeer.
Never have too many rooms.
I know. Well, I mean, if they're empty, let's put them to use. Let's do it. So
I can make Kenny mad. I've been using a GoPro that isn't even centered for all of my videos. It's one GoPro. I don't even know how it works. I just click record. I don't think I've changed a single setting since I started.
If it works, man, you know, I mean, I try not to. Again, I haven't done it for a while, but once in a great while, when I do have time and I go out somewhere, I take my time. I take a lot of photos because I'm constantly playing with the settings and trying new things. And the gentleman that I mentioned before, Paul Michael Caine, one of the greatest lessons he taught me was don't take a tourist photo. When you're out at a location, you know, like investigations are different, totally different ball game. But if you're out to enjoy your camera, don't be a tourist, which means don't take pictures from here. Either put this on a monopod and put it way, way up and looking down and take that kind, or put it on the ground, you know, put it on the floor looking up and take pictures. The perspective is amazing. And you get a new look. You're like, this looks all different. Like, I'm used to this room. I've seen this a dozen times, but now it does look different by doing that. So I don't take tourist photos anymore when I do my photography excursions.
Shooting my next video from the ground.
Yeah.
I'll shoot it from the bottom up of my kitchen.
I want to see that. I want to see, like, you're going to be looking.
I'll send you a photo. I'll send you a photo of the idea for that.
Were either of you scared of ghosts when you were little? Culturist. Mason?
Terrified. I thought my house was haunted as a kid. And most of my, alleged paranormal experiences happened in the first house I grew up in. And yeah, I was very scared. It definitely affected me as I got older too. And I think it's why it kept coming up. Well, as I got older, I started having questions. I was like, what was that I kind of thought I was experiencing as a kid? And it kept me in the paranormal space up until, I started on YouTube, and it always kept me thinking about it. So,
right. Yeah, me too. I mean, growing up, being a little kid, I was fascinated by it, but also scared if it would actually happen. And like, probably would crap my pants if I saw something weird, and it never happened until later. Like later in life, I would go ghost hunting and think I had experiences, and I didn't think about them. I would just run with it, because I had those beliefs. So there were a couple times, I probably caught a cobweb in my hair and freaked out, like, oh my God, do the whole like disco dance because I'm trying to get something out of my hair.
Touched by a ghost.
Yes.
If that's you disco dancing, let's not see that.
Shut up. Where's my sign?
It's actually a good question. I don't know if you've seen it, but I've been seeing a lot of touched by a ghost grab me clickbait YouTube thumbnails lately. And I find it interesting because it's something you can't disprove. Or or not easily, at least.
Well, a lot of the stuff you can't disprove. I mean, a lot of like I heard that. Did you hear that? No, I heard it. I can't disprove that.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a shadow. I can't disprove that. A lot of these claims. That's why it's such a problem, because that's why we need. Ghost hunting is such a subjective hobby, because most of the experiences are all subjective. They're anecdotal. There's very little testable stuff going on. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
All right. Girly, what is the thingy people use that looks like a lot of dots of light? What's it supposed to do? Oh, the Kinect.
Xbox
that
Kinect.
would, yeah, the Xbox Kinect. It is a game peripheral, and it sends out if you use a infrared capable camera, night vision type camera, you can see the infrared speckle pattern for the first generation. The second generation doesn't put the dots out, but the first generation does.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, that's all right. And that's all the dots, and it's for games, and it easily makes mistakes. It puts a lot of stick figures on screen, and so many ghost hunters claim that it's picking up a ghost, and it is not. It is a known flaw with the software and device, because they're not following the manufacturer directions. That's what it really comes down to.
Zach Bagans wouldn't lie to me. That's a ghost.
I'm going to passionately disagree with you on that, because I think he would. All right. Yeah, that's good. What goes through your mind when people say you have to believe to be able to see ghosts? That first. That's the first thing that actually goes through. I laugh in my head. But go ahead. You first.
For me, I do believe. So I'm looking because I get that comment a lot, and I respond with, "Hey, I do believe," and then they respond with, "Not enough," and I'm like, "Okay, like it says you don't know me. Maybe
Right.
I believe really hard. You know, Zach Bagans wouldn't lie to me about the Xbox Kinect.
Oh my God.
He wouldn't."
That
I'm trying to get myself kicked off the show.
that's easy enough.
The hurt,
Oh,
the
you're
betrayal.
I I consider that an excuse. It is called special pleading, because you're coming up with an excuse that cannot be denied, that you can try to fight. Like, you don't believe enough, but or you need to believe in order to see a ghost. I do believe. You're not enough. You're not believing enough. What's enough? Like, where's that threshold? What are you talking about? Like, I'm open to it. I'm open. Like, if I hear a story, I go to a location, I'm excited to be there because, hey, maybe this will be the time. I don't go in thinking this is absolute bullshit. Contrary to what people think, I do not walk into a location thinking that. I go in thinking, let's see what happens. You know, what is causing this? So for someone to claim that activity is going on, a unsupported by any kind of science activity is going on, a phenomenon is going on, and then make up rules for that phenomenon that is on a sliding scale, the moving the goalpost kind of thing, because that's what it is. It's special pleading and moving the goalpost. Because it's like, all right, I do believe we take that goalpost that you just reached, you passed that line, you made a touchdown, but they're like, no, pop them up, move them back, put them back down. You got to cross this line now. Oh, wait, you did?
Penalty. Illegal
Yeah.
procedure.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I
Tenure.
feel like they won't be
Put it down.
happy until I say it's a ghost.
Right.
And it's, and I need evidence. I need extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Yes.
And we've not seen enough extraordinary evidence. So
I haven't seen any, like, just evidence.
yeah.
And I think that's the major problem. I think that there's a disconnect between science literacy, understanding what evidence is, how to validate it, and the TV version of Evidence. The TV goes, Kenny, I don't like sports. Also, Kenny, moving the goalpost. Secret sports. I think I've said this before. I don't watch sports. I'm not a fan of any sports. My wife is. I'm not. But I will watch a movie about sports.
Donna,
So, like
might,
the
Donna
replacements.
might be getting to you now that you might be
No,
becoming
like, this is
a sports
always-
person. So we might be seeing you wearing a Phillies uniform sometimes too.
The Sandlot was about baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Sandlot's awesome, just objectively.
It is. It
So
is.
good.
But
the
the replacements.
Yeah,
Love that movie. Love it. Field of Dreams. Movies like that, I'll watch. Maybe because it's not all sports.
Yeah,
you
it's
still have that
definitely
drama.
not all
Yeah,
sports.
But
This is
I'll
not
watch it.
going to help. Sorry.
But I mean, I feel bad. My wife, we have this thing where she watches sports, and she yells at the TV, and she'll tell me what's going on and what's wrong with what they did and why that guy's an asshole. And
you
And-
do that during ghost videos.
for the most part, I'm like, I just quietly listen, and then once in a while, I'm a smart ass, and I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care, which I feel bad.
And that's when she goes on vacation for 2 weeks.
Fuck you. I'm going away.
This is
No.
this is not going to help the mini Kenny comments that I get from time to time, but I also don't watch sports at all. I don't care. I don't find it interesting. I don't know why. I just can't get into it. I just watch.
I just
And my
don't.
girlfriend's the same way. She really likes her hometown teams, and so I'll sit there and I'll watch with her, but I cannot get invested in it. I don't know why. And then I'll go on for 3 hours about ghost videos. So I think it is me. I'll own up to that. It's definitely me. But
I will say that once in a while, I probably shouldn't say it, but once in a while I do. Yeah. Tim's like, what are you going to say? I look up because I'm usually on my phone sitting because I don't like to go away sometimes. So I'll sit there in the living room and while she's watching the game because I just want to, so we're together doing something. I'm on my phone. I'll look up and I'll see like a good example is baseball because I see them like they go to bat, they get on base, and then I see them put these like mittens on, and I make fun of them all the time. I'm like, oh, you got your little mittens on.
Hey, I played. So I don't like to watch sports, but I do play, and I played baseball for like 18 years, I think. It's not a mitten; it's a glove.
It's a mitten.
It is sort of a mitten.
No.
You're right.
Not the glove like. that
Oh,
they
you mean the
keep on.
batting for when you're
The mittens.
Batting gloves.
No,
Batting
they're-
gloves.
They're I guess for when they slide.
Oh yeah, they started doing that too.
Yeah.
Lately. Yeah, it's like
And
they
I'm like,
changed
oh,
baseball.
look, they
is that
don't-
lately? Is that a new change? I've never seen
well,
that.
it's like the clock, right? They just added some timing clock for pitches.
Oh,
I don't
yes,
follow
they did add
baseball.
that.
It's another thing that they're protecting themselves for sliding, so they put these gloves on so they can't bend their wrists when they slide and break their arms, and these mittens and all this other
Interesting.
crap.
Let me see.
It's like
I've never seen that. I have
it-
not
Wait,
watched.
here we go.
I've got to see
I
this.
can't. Donna's gonna be like laughing her ass off. Like
Donna
they're
should have
actually-
been
I mean, I
here
played
the
for
show.
18 years, and I have no idea
Dude.
what we're talking about.
what
I have
are
never seen
baseball
anyone use this.
sliding mitts.
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 Yeah.
I
Well, they call
recognize
them mitts, so
Evo
they're not
Shield.
mittens, but
There
there
you
they
go.
are, right there. See?
Yeah. So like every
Okay,
time that
those
comes
are
up,
a little. Those are a little.
I make
little
fun of
silly,
it.
I think.
I mean, it used to be. I remember what was it? Major League. I watched that movie.
Yeah.
It's another fun one where you have the people running bases, like Billy Mays Hayes. I think.
Billy
it was,
May
and
Hayes.
he puts on gloves so he can run the bases.
Yeah.
Do you need them? No, but it's the same thing.
Joe Boo. I love Joe Boo. See, like Major League. I watched that shit. I love that movie.
Yeah, well, they're good. I like
That
the
was
movie.
so
yeah.
good.
Anyway.
Billy Mays Hayes.
Oh no! Now we're gonna have a sports movie night too. Yeah, I don't think so.
All right.
Anyway, it looks like. Oh, here we go.
What
Somebody
else? What else we got?
something.
We're winding down. We're at 2 hours, so started a few years back.
So that's for the gloves.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just I was
All right.
I I noticed it the one night, and I was like, "What are they?" I was like, "Oh, little
I thought pretty soon they're going to have armor so they can
Little
protect themselves
things.
and stuff. Do you want to break first?
You
and
want to
then
break?
finish them? There's a
Are you
pause.
good? Do you need to go?
I'm
any-
good.
You
No,
good?
I'm good.
All
Yeah.
right.
There's lots
go
of
as long as y'all want.
There's some questions here. I've also ignored a few because there were like no cues attached to them, so I can go
Okay.
back and look them if you want to.
All
hit
right.
'em
So
up.
let's we'll take a break. We'll play Tim's song, and we will we'll come. What was that?
Well,
What was that noise? We're playing your song, bitch.
I
that's
think
right.
we
Rub
should
some
play that
dirt on
other
it.
Tim
Welcome.
song.
We'll be back in 3 minutes and 48 seconds from now.
Through the years, through the stacks, librarian Tim Binga has our backs. Lost in research, deep in the lore, Tim has the answers and so much more. An unsung hero of CFI answers the call. Obscure reference man knows it all. If you venture to the basement of CFI, you'll find an unassuming fellow, a librarian who's a brilliant guy, Tim Binga. He's an unsung hero. Starts each day with coffee in hand, stops for a chat with Kenny and the crew, dreaming up projects, planning grand plans, figuring out what's next to pursue. Oh, you need a rare edition. Tim already has it in possession. So if you're lost in pages deep or chasing facts you need to keep, don't search online, don't waste your time. Just ask Tim, he's in his prime. Through the years, through the stacks, librarian Tim Binga has our backs. Lost in research, deep in the lore, Tim has the answers and so much more. An unsung hero of CFI answers the call. Obscure reference man knows it all. If you venture to the basement of CFI, you'll find an unassuming fellow, a librarian who's a brilliant guy, Tim Binga. He's an unsung hero. Starts each day with coffee in hand, stops for a chat with Kenny and the crew, dreaming up projects, planning grand plans, figuring out what's next to pursue. Oh, you need a rare edition. Tim already has it in possession. So if you're lost in pages deep or chasing facts you need to keep, don't search online, don't waste your time. Just ask Tim, he's in his prime. Tim Alden's in his prime. Tim orders books before he's asked. He's kind of psychic or maybe a sage. His vast knowledge leaves us aghast. He knows each title, every dusty page. You'll spot him lurking in the chat. If there's doubt or something's unclear, need a fact, he's quick like that. Tim's got the reference, have no
That was fun.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I
There's
like
a nice groove to it. They both
It does, yeah.
And you can dance to it.
It's so nice because all the songs came from, like, a lot of them come from Wisdom.
But this one was for
Mhm.
Cat.
That one's for Kat. Yeah, Kat Mack made that one, and she did a couple
Yeah.
for us. It's I love them. They're so nice, and I think Wisdom did the one that I do on the end of my Ghost in the Machine videos now. It's like really, it's like a hard rock kind of heavy metal
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, let's wrap up some of these questions here. How is Susan Gerbic doing? I haven't seen her on here in a while. Got to keep tabs on people who haven't been in the chat for a while. As far as I know, she's doing well. We after SciCon, everyone kind of takes a break and kind of relaxes and recharges and stuff like that. So SciCon is our big conference, and it's 4 days of intense like learning and networking and running around and very little sleep.
3 months off after SciCon, 9 months on.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but she's still in the background. She's still working a lot. Eric behind the wall talks to her pretty much weekly. So they keep tabs on her and what she's up to. So I think she'll be coming out here soon. I think there's something coming up that she'll be out here. But
She might not be right here, but she's on the East Coast, I think.
Right.
Coming up for some
Probably
skeptic camps or something.
Yeah. Girly twirly.
Just about those lights before with the Connect.
Oh, do cell phones really have the ability to do thermal camera when these guys use app? So it's not an app. The app does not do thermal. It's the attachment, the camera attachment that does it. You have to buy it from like FLIR or something like that. But the apps do not. It's just a color filter that's on there. But good question. Yeah. Because I mean that's special technology. It's not. You're not going to get that out of there. I mean, even when you're talking like infrared, that's not just a near infrared that's going into the heat signature. But like I did a conversion on one of my cameras. Where's the other camera? One, two.
In your bag.
Is it in my bag? No, the other little
No.
camera that I had. Where did I put it?
The ghost took
It's
it.
gone. Where did I put it? So I did a conversion on a camera, and I took the cut filter out of it. And so the cut filter in pretty much every digital camera, it's a coated piece of glass that goes over the sensor. So it blocks out most of your infrared so that you get true color. And by that, I mean like color that we see in the world. But when you remove that, it lets in infrared light to the fullest capacity of the sensor that's in that camera. And then when you add on a IR, well, actually it's a visible light filter because it filters out visible light and only lets in infrared light into the lens. Now you can take really good infrared pictures, but it's still not recording the heat. It's recording the light aspect of it. Whereas thermal cameras record heat. So good question though. Good question. Where is that camera? That's weird. We're hearing noises here. We're losing cameras. What the hell?
You finally brought something back that's got a curse. Did you get off Etsy?
Take it. You
Yeah.
did. You did.
No. Melanie was here, remember?
Oh, whatever, bitch.
Oh, she's not here for a few weeks. so.
Okay. Oh, it's right in front of me. That's why I couldn't see it. It was right here.
It was behind Yoda.
All right. Anyway, what's your thoughts on the government saying 20 UFOs flew past the moon and the objects or UFO are around 15 to 20 miles wide? This stuff is getting crazy.
I didn't
What
see
do
that.
you think?
When was that?
I didn't see this either.
I mean, I have not heard of this case, but most of the time when it comes to when you say government and I look into it, it's usually just it's usually very explainable stuff that's just been filed away at places like the Pentagon for who knows how long, and they just kind of bulk release this stuff that's not like a lot of it comes from third-party sources, it seems like, and then they give it to the Pentagon, and the Pentagon just keeps it. This is something I've seen with some of my investigations, that they'll just file it away.
So it's
They
almost
don't
like
actually claim it's UFO credible footage.
it's almost like their garage sale. They're done.
Exactly.
Let's get rid of this, and somebody picks it up. Okay.
So
Yeah.
so let's correct some information here then. Just looked it up. It's not our government that released it. This is a Ukraine main astronomical observatory that released a peer-reviewed study claiming they spotted a fleet of over 20 giant disc-shaped UFOs near the moon. So everything is unconfirmed, unsubstantiated. There is no evidence to support this. I'm seeing like so much pushback on it, but it was not us. It's not our government that released it, which is good to know. I mean, that's important to have all the
Senior
background.
Spookfest could be from Ukraine, so
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Are you Ukrainian?
He's not.
Okay.
okay.
Just making sure.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Spookfest, I think Spookfest followed me at like 10 subscribers or something. He's been around a long time.
And I mean,
appreciate you, Spookfest.
That's the case. I mean, this would be more well known. This would be something that hit the public attention because it's not something you can hide. I mean, it's pretty much out there in the open. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything to it. I think it's more of a attention grab, but interesting. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it. It hadn't come across any of the mainstream news that I heard or that I look at. So, do you have a questionnaire for if you ever encounter something paranormal? Mason?
We didn't say bacon.
I heard bacon. That's all I heard.
Oh.
He's all fancy too. He's like sipping. Like,
well, you got to have your pinky up. You know, that's a given.
Okay.
Is it Ghost holding it up?
I don't have a questionnaire per se, but I would definitely start immediately running through the natural cause. If let's say something happens on an investigation and I can't immediately pin it down, I'm going to attempt to run through all of the explainable causes until I run out of explainable causes as fast as I can before things change and the environment changes and I lose. Right. It's just so dependent on what the encounter is that I can't get super specific.
Yeah, because you can't until you start interviewing them to understand what the claim is, what they think they experienced, and then you develop your questions based on what they tell you. And then I do have a interview form. I don't know if I have it right here. I have a investigation checklist that I go by. And that's usually just going in and doing certain pictures and stuff like that and video and what to get. And then I do have an interview form that I start with, which is like basic information about the location, the people involved. And that usually generates a lot more questions because it'll go into like, first we get your basic information and then, okay, what happened? Let's start with one, like how many things went on? Let's start with number one. Tell me about it. And we go from there. And I always record everything.
I missed one important thing because I kind of took this as if I experienced it, immediately write it down. Write it down as soon as it happens so that your memories can't change the story later.
Right.
The first thing you have to do is you have to get it. If it's not recorded, if it's something you can't record, you've got to write it down right away.
I agree. Same thing because I think I mistook it too. If I have an experience, yes, I want to take down notes, and I usually have a notebook by me all the time or on me. I'll write down notes. Beardo actually had a great example recently because he had a weird experience in a shop, and he immediately took out his phone and wrote down notes. So he knew it right at that moment because that's when it's fresh. And we have the most up-to-date, most accurate per se. I hesitate to use that word, but most accurate information based on your memory. And we can go from there. So yeah, it's always good to record it. Either get your phone out, write notes down, or, do a voice memo and just talk and say, this is what I saw. Or this is what I had happen. And then we can analyze that later.
You reminded me that I think it's about time to reintroduce the Joe Nickel Fantasy Pro personality with an update.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Because we can do updated things with that.
Right.
And that's been out there for a while, and I still have copies of it.
Yeah, because Joe had that fantasy prone syndrome kind of like test.
Well, there was a
right?
test that Joe created for fantasy proneness, is what he called it.
Right.
It's probably the best name you could come up with. But the idea was that if you were more or less inclined to believe more things like those things, and it was questions like, when you were a child, did you do this, or things like that.
Yeah.
And after a certain amount of numbers, and I forgot what it is, I have to look up that info. You were more prone to have fantasies about, and more prone to think about UFOs and ghosts and those things, which led you, in my mind, to possibly think more things were out there than maybe not be. So you were less scientific and more fantasy. I don't think
your interpretation,
but belief in other things. So it's an interesting little psychological questionnaire, which I think we should revisit. We have time.
There's a couple. There's a couple. There, I know there's at least 2 that I've heard of. There probably more similar questionnaires out there. And I know Daniel Reed was coming up with one. He came up with his own.
Oh, he'd be great for that.
Yeah, for interviewing people, and he came up. He did the Skepticamp presentation about like breaking down. I think he did like over 100 or so surveys. And it broke down people's beliefs and why and what caused them to believe, and if they had changed their beliefs over the years. And he had everything broken down into graphs, and it was really good. So, yeah, maybe we can reach out and work. That would be good collaboration.
Or that could be an article or something we could do, because all right. Anyway,
all right.
Here's a fun one.
You have something to add? Look like
I had heard people use the term prone to magical thinking. I don't know where I heard it from. I read it somewhere, but same deal. And I think it's a really interesting idea.
But we can look into that.
Yeah, I think magical thinking goes along with the idea, like you rely on pseudoscience.
Like you think more in those lines.
Like magical thinking. Yeah.
I hate to say less scientific, but in your belief system, you are more likely to believe something than not believe something. So
right.
Magical thinking. Let's see. Magical thinking is the belief that your thoughts, wishes, and non-logical actions can directly influence external, unrelated events, like the Force.
Ow!
Ow!
That hurt. Everybody felt that, didn't they?
Everybody felt it.
Right as Tim said that, I jumped back at the same time. That couldn't be coincidence.
No, it couldn't be. And everybody out there did too, who's still online.
You
still have 90 people here, dude.
All right.
Play back.
Oh, look at this. We got a $5. Look at that.
Oh wow, you got it.
That's
put up.
I was gonna let you.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm used. Donna yells at me if I touch the chat room.
I'm sorry, I haven't been here long enough.
$5. Thank you so much. Can light wavelengths give you false positive both on camera and devices outside IR, like what you can't see? So your camera sensor and or film is only sensitive to specific wavelengths. There's a range there. So anything outside of it, like visible light, won't affect X-ray machines. You won't get any deviation from that. Same way X-rays or gamma rays won't affect what you're going to have, or radio waves, because that's still part of the electromagnetic spectrum. That won't affect your film or your digital image. So infrared light will. You can, because if you have a digital camera, so film, no, but a digital camera, it's still sensitive to infrared light. So if you have infrared spotlights and or security cameras that are putting that out, you can still get lens flare and artifacts from the infrared light that's being put out. So you have to be mindful of that. I usually go around with my phone and in locations to make sure, like when I went to McIntyre Villa, they had the place filled with cameras. There were, I think I counted like something like 16 or 20 cameras throughout the place. And I found them all because I walked around with my phone and just the phone camera, and I could see the infrared light coming off of them. And that created lens flare and stuff like that. So that will create other shadows too that you won't perceive, but your camera will. So it's definitely something to be careful of. Good question.
This is why you're the king. Here's your honorary croc.
I have Crocs. I like Crocs. I have
And you're not wearing them right now?
I do not wear them. I am a boot person. I love boots.
I
So
don't know why, but I didn't see that coming. But I appreciate that now that you've told us all.
I prefer, even on a hot day, like today was really hot, but I wear jeans and boots because I'm just more comfortable in them.
I didn't even see this question when I did that.
Kenny, you seem like a Croc kind of guy. What's your favorite color of Crocs for everyday formal occasions, and what are your thoughts on sport mode when you are not doing anything sporty?
Important questions right here. Really important.
Okay, so Kenny does not have a sport mode.
I don't do sporty things.
No. Sport mode is dependent on the top part here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's sport mode, right?
That will never be down.
When the strap is up,
The strap
it's
is always
leisure.
up.
When the strap is down, that's sport mode because it keeps you on your feet.
And you do not put the
don't.
strap down.
No.
Ever. No.
I think I have Crocs and I have Avengers Crocs.
Okay. All right. That's pretty sweet.
And that's why I bought them. And I don't think I've ever had them in sport mode because I couldn't find a size that fit me perfect. It was either too small or too big. So sport mode didn't work, or it was too tight. So I got the ones that fit the best and just I wore them like
living a dangerous life out here in leisure mode, even in sporting situations.
I literally got them just because they were Avengers. And then I got all the Avengers I don't know what you call
widgets.
them.
They're called
decorations.
Yeah.
My wife got
they're
me
called widgets.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find them and take a picture and post it so everyone can see.
Awesome.
That was
all right.
Awesome. Absolutely. Okay.
That was good timing on that. Remember when we had after parties? Oh wow, Jade Kitten. Yes. Remember when we had after parties? Now we just keep going. Donna's not here. We just keep going. Have you seen Beardo's video when he thought he saw a ghost? Yes, I did. Did you see that?
I haven't. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
it's.
I did. I watched it, and I was curious about it, and I think he treated it pretty good. I mean, he just reported what he experienced, and I'm pretty sure he said like, I don't know if it was a ghost. I don't know what happened, and it's one of those. It's a personal experience. I don't know what he saw. I don't know if because he made the image, the thumbnail of the old lady that I think he created it with AI, and I think he also admitted like this is as close as I can get. You know, it's not exactly what I saw, but it's kind of what I saw. You know, it is what it is. It's a personal experience. Do I think he saw a ghost? I don't know. There's no reportings. There's no reports from that place. So what did he see? Was he high? Maybe. I don't know. Was it an optical illusion? It could be. There's been plenty of times when an optical illusion has fooled me momentarily, where I really thought I saw a person until I went back and looked and realized I didn't. And I realized I didn't because the OCD kicked in, and it's like, all right, I gotta get the right position. Oh, there it is. That's what I saw. Okay, now I understand what was happening. So it's a cool story. I'm not going to say it didn't happen because I don't know, but good story. It was interesting.
I like people's personal experiences, even though they can't be used as evidence. I do love hearing them.
It's interesting. Awesome. It's really interesting to hear. And to see like the I don't know what you would call it when they're telling the story, it doesn't come off as they're fabricating it. It comes off as genuine and okay, they saw something. And I think that's the approach we should have all the time. Like most of the people that come to us with experiences, yes, I do believe that they experienced something. I have no problem with that. It's just the interpretation.
Right.
Let's focus on that and try to get the best interpretation possible. So, all right. Any more? Yeah. Oh, The Living Dead. Off topic. We like that. Kenny, since you were in healthcare, can you watch medical shows? I can. I cannot. It drives me crazy, and my family hated it because I was correcting everything. So I can watch because I was in emergency transport. So I was EMT on rescue units. So I can't watch those shows because I do the same thing. I will sit there and be, no, they're doing it wrong. He's not even using the right bandage. It's not on the womb. That's not where he was shot. Like, your patient is dead, dude. But I can't watch those. I can watch like ER stuff because most of the ER shows are drama anyway, and it's more like personal, interactions and stuff. But that gets into beyond what I was trained on. So I can suspend my disbelief on that.
What about the super realistic ones like House?
Super realistic? I liked his attitude. Like,
he does have I like the way he approaches. I would not ever want to be his patient.
No.
But watching him is fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was a funny show. It was a smart show. Accurate? I don't know. That's well beyond my training. So, but yeah, I get upset at ambulance shows when they're like, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that, or like using using the equipment wrong. It just it does annoy me. So I just don't watch it. But good. Last question from me. Really?
Well, it is because this is the last question.
Okay. What is your favorite dessert and why is it cheesecake? What? Huh.
Rum cake.
I love rum cakes.
I don't think I've ever had a rum cake. What is a rum cake?
Oh my God. It's like a bundt cake soaked in rum.
Okay.
It's
like a rum ham?
It is no, it's not a rum ham.
Like a ham?
It is rum. What? How did you get ham from bundt cake? The fuck are you drinking?
You haven't said bacon enough
Bundt.
tonight.
I'm sorry. Have you seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia? There's a bit they do
Okay.
about the rum ham. That's where my mind went immediately with
good.
rum.
That's good. I've poured rum over like the Thanksgiving turkey. I've done that. Bacon rum.
Rum turk.
You ever done? Oh my God. Best turkey ever is when you make the bacon netting, drape it around the turkey, soak it in rum, and then you deep fry it. Oh my God. It's fucking awesome.
Okay, I'll make it to yours for Thanksgiving. That's what we'll do.
we did that one year because it rained and I was so stubborn. I sat out back with an umbrella over the deep fryer because I was like, nope, I fucking did this. I am seeing this through. And
that's an awesome mental image.
Best.
That's why you need the bar outside.
Yeah.
You can do another turkey.
Yeah. But what is your favorite dessert, Mason?
Key lime pie, I think, is my answer. I really like key lime pie. I don't know really. I guess a key lime is a type of lime, but for some reason it's much better than regular limes.
What
Final answer
is key lime?
You don't know my dessert. I don't know your dessert. All right, fine.
Well, no, I know key lime pie. I know that. I've had that. I'm not a big fan, but I just wondered if there was like a difference between key lime and just a regular lime.
There is.
There's a lime.
I did not know this, but there is a difference between the two.
Key limes versus Persian limes.
Oh.
Key limes are tiny, 1 to 2 inches, while common Persian limes are much larger. One's yellow, the other is thick green or bright green skin. Flavor, key lime offers a stronger, more floral aroma and a sharper, more intense tartness. Okay. See? Yeah, there's differences. Yeah. What's my favorite dessert? Rum cake. Yeah, definitely rum cake. From Tortuga rum cake It's a Cape Fear.
Is
in North
Tortuga a
Carolina.
place?
I think it's like a brand, but Cape Fear. It's Cape Fear rum cakes out of North Carolina. I would order from them because I used to do training down there, and I would travel. I would drive like the 2.5 hours to Cape Fear and go to the actual store and get them from there fresh. I'm like, oh my God, it was so good. But they're vacuum sealed. So, and some people might not like the word that I'm going to use, but they're vacuum sealed. You cut them open and they are so moist.
Unacceptable.
Oh my God. You taste it, then you tell me if it's unacceptable.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. As long as you try the rum ham.
I'll try it. I mean, it's rum.
People have offered rum bacon in here too, just so you know.
Yeah, I think send it my
Bacon's good.
Yeah, because people, it's all about the bacon.
Yeah, I mean, if you make anything with rum, you are welcome to send it to that address below, and I will taste test it.
That is bold, because I'm just gonna put it in a box and send it. That is a bold thing to do right there.
Get some sliced ham from the deli. Put some rum
That's
on
exactly
top
what
and
I'm
send
gonna
it.
do.
Like a sealed Ziploc bag. Like, the fuck is this? Oh my God, that's funny. All right, are we good?
That's it.
Done
All more
questions?
questions.
All right, awesome. All right, so tell us where, if people don't already know, which I can't imagine they don't, but they don't know where to find you, where can they find you?
Yep, I'm the Paranormal Engineer on YouTube. My content is very similar to Kenny's. I do a lot of investigations at locations. I do investigations of other YouTube channels and their investigations. I do all kinds of paranormal-based investigations is the way I would describe it. So I would really appreciate you checking it out. I really appreciate you having me on as well, Kenny. It's always a great time. And, I obviously look up to you, and it's just a pleasure getting to talk and hang out. So,
well, you do a fantastic job. I'm really impressed with the work that you do. I think you do a very detailed, in-depth. You take the time to make sure you're doing it right. So that says a lot. And I think you're going to keep going and keep building. So
they're looking for Mason's address so they can find him. A couple people in chat.
Do you have, let me see. Hold on a second. Let me look here. Because I should have had this done.
Well, it just happened today, so
I know
it's
kind of like
slack.
We weren't planning on having a guest. I was just going to do an open mic, and then it's like, "Hey, Mason, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Yeah."
I think I said, "You bet your ass I'll come on."
And
yes,
Kenny lost his ass.
So let me see. Oh. This is awesome.
Okay.
I love it. So I'm going to put it in the chat for everyone to go open a second screen and immediately subscribe to him. And
thank you, Kenny. You're too
there
kind.
you go. So, okay. With that, I want a couple announcements I want to make. Next week, we will have Jenny Twiggs on the show. She's coming on to talk about the Ghostbusters ruling case, which is the only legally haunted house in the United States
By
reputation. Not
Jenny's
really
awesome.
haunted.
I love her videos.
Yeah, she does a great job. She was up here. She came to visit the one weekend, and it was great talking to her. She's really awesome and really in depth too. So she's going to be on. We're going to be talking about that case. Also, we have on our schedule here, if you're local to the Buffalo area and you want to come out, we have a fancy advertisement. We're going to have Allie Berry on, not Halle Berry, but Allie Berry. She is an environmental scientist, and she does the YouTube channel Aqua Diary. You can see it on the bottom there. She is a water scientist, and she works for organizations in the Great Lakes, the Finger Lakes area. Sorry. Lots of information about water safety. We're going to have her doing a talk on plastics. So it's actually called The Skeptical Guide to Drinking Water. And she's going to talk about like microplastics in water and bottled water versus tap water and stuff like that. Really good, entertaining. I did find her channel because she did a video on the reflecting pool and what happened with the algae bloom that was in recent weeks. And it was not political at all. It was all about the science. And I loved it. She had a very calm and informative way to get that across without being too technical. She explained everything, which is great because I didn't know shit. So it was really good. And
Kenny does not drink water. He drinks rum. So.
Yes. The only water is ice in my drink if I need it. So, but she is coming out. She's going to be here in person and doing her talk in our lecture hall. So I'm excited about that. I can also start announcing that, again, for local people and anyone that wants to travel up here, October 31st, we are going to hold a centennial seance, a Houdini centennial seance. It's the 100th anniversary of his death, October 31st. We're having an all-day event here. We're going to have Dustin Dean, a world-renowned mentalist, coming in to do a show for us. A psychic show. We're going to have a lecture by yours truly about Houdini and his work with psychics, exposing psychics. And then we're going to have a scavenger hunt. We're going to have ghostly photos. We're figuring out that stuff so you can have like a ghost photo for your own. And we're going to end it all with a seance to try to, once again, to contact the spirit of Houdini. And there might be a little extra in there. And it will all be done by about 4 p.m. so you can go home and do trick-or-treating with your kids. So big event. We're in the planning stages, but everything's working out. I'm excited that we can finally start talking about it. And I'm really excited because we have a lot planned. So with that, I think we're done. You have anything you want to add?
Oh, I'm on Michael Burkeen's show tomorrow morning.
Yes.
At 11 a.m. So look up Michael's...
It's
Whispers of the Past. Was that it?
Whispers of the Past. Yeah, podcast on YouTube. It's Michael Burkeen, who also goes by Chemical Knee Rub. If you look him up, he's going to be on the show tomorrow, and I'm going to harass him. I put like 7 or 8 questions in the chat already. And I think only one is a serious one. I'm heckling him.
What time is it at? I might show up and heckle a little.
11 Eastern.
11 Eastern. Got it.
10 Central.
Yeah.
10 Central.
So there he is. I see him. Michael Burkeen's in the house. There he is. Yeah. So that should be interesting. And with that, yeah, I think we're done, right? Yeah, we're done.
Well, you have anything else to announce?
I'm good. Do I?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Anything? I don't know. It's been a while. Let me look real quick. I think that's it. That's not. I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. What is
super
that?
secret?
Wait, no, that's the lecture that we're already talking about.
We are sorry, Lara, because no, we are not going to do any spins
because we have a guest.
Kenny's so far behind sending stuff out.
Yes,
there's like a storeroom full now. So
I can give a shout out to the West Virginia skeptics because they're going to have their West Virginia Skeptic Camp on October 17th. So check that out if you're in West Virginia. It's a really good. It's an all-day event. They usually have like 5 to 7 speakers like that, half-hour talks. It's really good. It's informative and educational. So I definitely look it up. And that's about it. That's all I'm going to go with right now. So with that, I'm going to take us out and you hang out for a little bit until after the outro is done and we can chat. We can talk shit. Everyone else, have a great weekend. Thank you for hanging out with us. And remember, never stop learning. See you next week.
Hey, diddle diddle, here's a little riddle. Who's the best debunker? Is it Kenny Biddle? Oh, he's good, not just a little. Not at the bottom or even the middle. Strike a chord like a fiddle. Tasting the rainbow like a skittle. That's fragile and brittle. You can watch him take a problem and start to riddle the problem away. He does not play. He takes his job so seriously. He loves a challenge and won't turn you away. He's such a skeptic, he keeps stones. Believers exposing the fake. It wouldn't take him long to find a needle in hay. He's a magnet, damn it. Now take a drink of Kenny's specialty. Some may say that's not for me. To each their own, will be. Man, Kenny's such a skeptic, drinking skeptical tea. Like and subscribe, everybody turn notifications on. And go watch his show and forget about this song. Mr. Wizard or Bill Nye the Science Guy, can you remember? You like Kenny better, so head to the Skeptical Help Bar and meet the bartender. Pick up a drink and relax, cause nobody does this better. Not even close, not even a little. He's the one and only Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle.
And now we return you to our regular scheduled program, In Progress.